We are here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bringing news just for you. It's Monday, April 28th here in Seoul. I'm Song Yujin and welcome to News Generation. Joining us today is Kwon Juyeon.
Happy Monday, Yujin.
Happy Monday, Juyeon, and Ki Kim.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Now, both are here to speak on behalf of those in their 20s and 30s. So Monday is when we dive into topics trending among young people here in Korea. And today we're going to shine the spotlight on the place we call home, that is Seoul City. Now, fast Wi-Fi, late night eats, endless things to do. What's not to love about Seoul? So today on News Gen, we're unpacking the latest trends and also stats about the city. So as someone living here, I would like to ask you, Ki, how would you describe Seoul in a few words? And please begin by introducing to our viewers a very quick introduction of the city.
Sure. Seoul is the capital city of the Republic of Korea and a city with a very high population density. And among the MZ generation, for those 20s and 30s, millennials have the highest proportion living in the Seoul metropolitan area at 55%, the highest among all generations. And for Gen Z, the population, the proportion is also high at 50%. So many young people who used to live in other regions moved to Seoul once they become adults, mainly because Seoul is a city of opportunities.
Right.
There's even a saying that goes, 뭐로 가도 서울만 가면 된다. As long as you get to Seoul, all will be fine. It's actually a proverb similar to all roads leads to Rome, but a little different meaning to it. Whatever you do, as long as the result is good, all is good. But just like the proverb says, Seoul is the center of everything. A wide range of industries and companies are concentrated in Seoul, and many come in search of jobs and opportunities. And when you look at housing, there are many one-person households, and as there are a lot of rental options like monthly rent, key money lease, shared housing, and studio apartments, people can choose from a variety of housing types. And Seoul, of course, offers a rich cultural scene that the MZ generations can enjoy. Areas like Seongsu-dong, which is located in the eastern part of Seoul, Hongdae area, the western part of Seoul, and Hannam-dong, the very center of Seoul, they are considered to be trendsetters. And since so many young people dwell around there, it's easy to meet different kind of people there and just join the social gatherings.
Right. So in short, we can say that Seoul is a city of opportunity and also a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Then to you, Juyeon, I want to ask you in terms of infrastructure.
Well, in terms of infrastructure, we have education here in Seoul, formerly known as Hanyang. For parents raising children here in Seoul, this is something you simply can't overlook. There isn't an Korean saying, there is an old Korean saying that says, send a horse to Jeju Island and a person to Seoul. And it still rings true today. That advice hasn't lost its meaning. Seoul is home to many of the country's top universities, like the famous Sky Schools known as Seoul National University and Yonsei University, including the Korea University. And the quality of education here is outstanding. Seoul is also known for its strong school districts, areas known as 학군지. These are the areas like, for example, we have Daechidong in Gangnam District and Mokdong in Yangchong District, especially. They are famous for education. They often attract families who prioritize their education. The city's infrastructure is also second to none. World-class hospitals, a highly developed transportation system, and conveniences like 24-hour convenience stores make everyday life incredibly easy and efficient for Seoulists. But on top of that, Seoul offers an incredible cultural scene, from museums and galleries to festivals and live performances throughout the weekend and throughout the year as well. And if you are a career-driven young professional, Seoul's dynamic job market and countless networking opportunities make it a very good place, an ideal place to grow both personally and professionally. So study, work, and dream in Seoul, it's all comes together here.
Right, so a lot to explore when it comes to Seoul.
Indeed.
So we're now going to kind of dig into the latest figures that really paint a clear picture of Seoul today. So Juyeon, could you please walk us through these numbers?
Of course. Well, speaking of Seoul, when you think of the city itself, what kind of image comes to mind? Well, personally, for me, it's a perfect blend of old and new things. A place where history and innovation walk hand in hand. A recent survey by the Seoul Metropolitan Government's 2024 Seoul survey, it gives a pretty clear picture. Most people describe Seoul as a place where tradition and modernity beautifully coexist. A city with its eyes firmly set on the future and a multicultural, eco-friendly hub. And here's something very interesting. Nearly 68% of respondents said they would still want to live in Seoul even 10 years from now. So as for the city's top landmarks, we have Gwanghwamun Square, the royal palaces like Gyeongbokgung Palace, and also the Hangang River were the favorites. And only in Seoul can you hit a palace tour and a pop concert on the same afternoon. So morning at Lotte Tower, and you can visit the Gyeongbokgung Palace after lunch.
And then you can maybe stop by the Lotte World amusement park.
Oh, lovely, lovely. That's right.
Okay, so we've given you a quick overview of Seoul. So to get a more global perspective on today's topic, after the break, we're going to invite a young person from the US who chose Seoul as his new home. We'll be right back.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search our channel Arirang.News. Click Community and leave a comment down below. Make a new type of news with us.
So to help us better explore Seoul, joining us today is American millennial Brandon M. Jones. Welcome back to the show, Brandon.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me again today. Hope you guys are all doing well.
We are doing well, and hope you're having a happy Monday.
Yes, I am. I'm in Seoul, so it's always good.
Well, perfect guest for our topic today. So Brandon, we'd first like to ask you, when did you first move to Seoul? And we also want to know what really inspired or motivated you to move to this city?
So I've been living in South Korea in general for about 10 years and in Seoul for 7 years. So originally before I came to South Korea, like the quick version, I was a scientist, wanted to do PhD, wanted a gap year, looked at various countries, where could I go, landed on Korea, did some research, fell in love with the country, moved here, fell in love more with the country. And I was only supposed to be here for 1 year and it's been 10. So I think can say that Seoul's Korea's a really good country, really great place, and it's a great place to keep living and like raise a family, do all this kind of stuff here.
So Brandon, based on your experience, what are some of the biggest advantages and challenges of living in Seoul?
Well, since I'm American, comparing Seoul to the United States, there's a lot of different things. Well, one thing is Seoul's transportation. In America, you got to have a car. In the States, in Korea, you don't really need to have a car. You got the buses, you got the jihacho, 24/7, everything's 24/7, convenience stores, great medical, great education. There's so many good things here. You can call for some food at 2 in the morning and it will arrive. But the cons of it is like traffic. I think that's the biggest thing. Sometimes you can have some early morning traffic or late night traffic when work ends. But besides that, everything is pretty good. And I think the last hard thing is the language. If you don't know the language, it could be a little bit difficult. Yes, Koreans from third grade to the end of high school, they do study English, but you can't expect someone to speak English. So you should learn Korean to speak with the natives here to have a better experience.
Right. And well, you've already spent time, about a decade here in Seoul. But for someone who visits Seoul for the first time, what landmark or hidden gem would you personally recommend, Brandon?
There's so many great places you can go. You guys touched on them before, but I would say Namsan Tower. Hope I'm pronouncing it right? But Namsan Tower is a great spot. So pretty much it's like the huge tower. You can go on top of it and you can see the whole city, and it's really beautiful during the nighttime. And there's like restaurants and stuff there. Also, you have what you said, Gwanghwamun. You got the Sejong statue there. You can see the old palace. There's just a lot of great places you can in Seoul and in Korea in general. So if you do come to Korea, make sure you visit all the cities, but Seoul is definitely number one. And sports complex. You can see some nice baseball games there.
And Brandon, one quick question before we let you go. Are you planning to live in Seoul in the days ahead? What do you think?
Currently, yes. I think Seoul is a great place. Korea in general is a great place to be. Hopefully, housing gets a little bit better. You know, it's a little expensive, but all that's going to change. And I want to buy a house here someday soon. So if everything falls in my hands properly, I will become a lifer and I'll be a Korean master.
Fingers crossed. All right, Brandon, thank you so much for sharing your experience today and hope you have a great start to a new week.
Yeah, thank you for having me and hope you guys have a lovely day too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so coming back here in the studio, last year, Seoul welcomed over 13.1 million international tourists, which is nearly matching its previous record of 13.9 million back in 2019. So I want to ask our panelists, what do you think is really fueling this growing global appeal of Seoul when it comes to visitors?
Well, so in a survey that's conducted on those foreigners who came back to Seoul, the number one reason they came back and returned was the amazing food. Shopping came in second, and the seasons and nice weather were the third. Seoul is one of the few cities where you can feel all distinctive four seasons distinctively, honestly, and Seoul is the total food paradise. Think of the famous chimek, which is fried chicken and beer, street food like tteokbokki, or various combination you can get from the convenience store that went viral on social media. You name any sort of food, it's there. You can also dive into K-beauty and K-culture. People shop cosmetics and take pictures of places where the K-drama or movie are taken, or K-pop agencies like YG, SM, Hype, JYP, and more. And Seoul is one of the fastest, most convenient cities in the world. Like people have mentioned, public transport is super fast and easy to track. So getting around the city is a breeze. And with a 24-hour convenience store, noraebang or singing rooms, and like Brandon said, restaurant that runs until 2 in the morning or until the sun rises, the city literally never sleeps.
Right, so Ki, you mentioned a lot of attractions Seoul can offer. Then can I personally ask you, what's your favorite spot or part about the city?
Well, not because I live there. I personally love Jamsil because, you know, it's right next to L Tower, where it's a big shopping district, and also there's Seokchon Lake where you can feel literally the four distinctive spring.
Right.
And then right next to it, there's a place called Jamsil Sene, which used to be called Sincheon. It's a food paradise. You name all, you know, any food, it's there.
Really?
All from 8 different provinces of Korea literally exist in that small town. So, you know, come to Jamsil, everybody. That's a great place to be.
It is. Now to you, Jun, I want to ask you the same question too.
Oh, the same question. Well, I would highly recommend Bukchon Hanok Village, Bukchon Hanok Village, which is surrounded by lovely Hanok Korean traditional houses, and also you can experience some Korean 한정식, which is a full package of side dishes of Korean food. You know, Seoul is a major city, but it is surrounded by mountains, and these are the recommendations for you as well, where they have this attracting hiking routes that are easy to reach. So it's quite a popular weekend activity for young people too. I think we talked about this issue before on our news channel. Lots of young MZ generations, they would love to visit the mountains, you know, show-offing their
Hiking apparel?
hiking outfits, right? And plus the Hangang River parks are perfect for a picnic or a relaxing afternoon outdoors. If you visit the Hangang River, don't forget to, you know, try the ramen. It's a practically must thing that you've got to do. And another major reason behind Seoul's growing appeal is its remarkable safety.
Yeah.
Whether you are walking around late at night or traveling alone, you'll find the city to be very, very safe. Clean streets, a strong sense of public order, and efficient emergency services all contribute to making visitors feel at ease. In this city, your biggest worry might just be where to eat next.
Definitely. So for more opinions, we also asked our viewers if they had plans to visit Seoul, and if so, what made them put it on their travel bucket list. And we're gonna look at 3 responses we received. Our first comment for this Monday is by Blue Dynamo 1545. I visited Seoul earlier this month. I love the public transit that lets me go anywhere in the city in a short amount of time. The cafes, shops, and seeing the city from the top of Lotte World Tower was absolutely stunning. Can't forget the food as well. And Moss 1001 says, just visited. In fact, my main goal is visiting was personal, but I also wanted to discover more of of Seoul as a city surrounded by mountains. The National Museum of Korea was nice as well. Our final comment is by Matthew Lays, 6504. My ancestors fought a battle for that city. I'd like to visit Seoul to see if there's anything left of Seoul as it used to be. Well, hope you have a chance to visit Seoul really soon, Matthew. So ending off our discussion today, looking ahead, Seoul has in fact set an ambitious goal of attracting 30 million international visitors a year by 2030. So what do you think the city can work on or improve so that it can make this goal into a reality?
Well, Brandon already mentioned this. The Seoul's transportation system is absolutely convenient, but for the first-time visitors, it can be a little bit hard to figure out to use it.
Right.
But if once you get the hang of it, it's one of the easiest ways, the cheapest way to get around the city. Also, Seoul is famous for its fast-paced lifestyle. It's exciting, but sometimes it can be a little too rushed, too much for you.
빨리
culture. That's right. So unlike many places abroad, especially in the UK, where old buildings are carefully preserved more than 100 years sometimes, Korea tends to replace older structures, older buildings with new ones. It keeps the city feeling modern and fresh, but sometimes you miss a bit of that historic charm sometimes.
Because these traditional architecture, they're so beautiful.
Yes, then you should visit Bucheon Hanokmaal at that time. Okay? Still, that's what makes Seoul so special. Always changing, always full of life, but never forgetting it's Seoul, my soul, which is the slogan of Seoul City.
It is indeed. Now, what do you think, Ki?
Well, so I've traveled to many different cities around the world, of course, and I can definitely say Seoul is one of the most beautiful cities, that exist. Not just because I live here, especially the night view is just amazing. I recently hosted the drone light show last night at Duksam Hangang River Park, and there are about 20,000 people just flocking into Duksam Hangang River Park with both foreigners and Korean city residents. About 1,200 drones flying over the Han River Park, creating a breathtaking view. We've seen some news that there are still some unconscientious merchants who take advantage of the foreign visitors, especially food. Those small things, the services we provide, eventually builds our image as a whole nation. Kept Right, on the other hand, is getting us slightly better because we're using the applications, and sometimes our foreigners pay off from the application. And some of the maps, they tell you that how much it would take to take from one place to another place, and how much you should be paying. So it's convenient. So hopefully all these little details and services would improve, then it adds up, then we'll be at the better place, and then we'll be ready for more.
Right, and Ki, I was really fascinated by the drone festival you mentioned because the weather is getting really warmer, so now is the perfect time to enjoy an outdoor festival. So could you provide a bit more detail about the festival you hosted?
Sure. So it's taking place this whole Hangang Duksam River Park. It's going to take place in the May 5th. From then, every Sunday, you'll be witnessing 1,200 drones flying at night with different themes every single week. Families, friends, anyone can come. It's free of charge, of course. It takes place on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. along with this whole Spring Festa that's also taking place simultaneously in Seoul around Gwanghwamun Plaza. So that's a must check. You can check official webpage and also Instagram account. Just look for Seoul Drone Light Show. Then you're checked and all done for what to do, especially if you have kids, for the weekend.
Sounds very fun. So maybe having Hangang Ramyeon that Chuyeon mentioned at
Yes.
the Hangang River Park, and then enjoying the drone
Shimek
festival
at the
night.
same time.
Right,
And we are
Shimek as
all
well.
invited.
We are indeed, and you guys are invited as well. And that's all we have for NewsGen today, but we will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. Special thanks to Kwon-jian.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and Ki Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to our viewers, thank you for starting off your week with us, and hope you join our show tomorrow as well. We are
News Generation.